For me to tell a girl, hey, I work at Burger King, I would get laughed at. You work at Burger King and you're 21, you're immature. You need to be able to give without the intention of wanting to receive something back. She was like, ew, that guy has less than 1,000 followers. He's a loser. And I was like, oh, wow. I mean, I'll go ahead and say what I made for April. So in April, I got 30,000 part of the Snapchat deal, 20,000 for an affiliate video, and then 2 brand deals, 6,500 and 3,500.
60 bands right there. What is going on, you guys? Welcome back to another podcast. Today, we have none other than American Income. Say what's going on.
What's going on? Thank you for having me on.
Yeah, bro. So we met a little while ago through a mutual, and Adam's a really cool dude. As you'll learn here in a minute, go ahead and give me a little short description of what you do.
All right, so my name is Adam. I'm 21 years old. I'm basically a content creator. What I do exactly is I do short form style street interviews where I ask people what they do for work, how much they make, how they got started, and how can someone else do what they do. I started this about 10.5 months ago as a journey to just basically learn what other people are doing because I was lost in what I wanted to do. And also I wanted to make content that was somewhat sensible and useful to other people instead of like pranking people or just, doing stupid shit on the street. It just didn't make sense to do something dumb like that. So I figured if I can do content that's going to help someone and teach someone about something that they don't know about, it's a lot better than pranking people in the street or dancing on TikTok.
Yeah, so actually providing value to people, right?
Yes.
That's pretty much the entire gist of how to be successful with anything in life. So, like you said, 21 years old, just started actually less than a year ago, and now you've grown your pages to how much total in following?
I'm just a little under 1 million combined followers. I have 431,000 followers on Instagram, and then like 500,000 on TikTok.
Okay.
And then like 60 on Facebook, 60K on Facebook.
I was gonna say, yeah. Now on Facebook. Okay. So, I don't know anyone else that's kind of blown up that quick, and really has just built an audience around a specific niche when it comes to just finance, education, and just learning about all these different careers. So I figured he'd be a fantastic guest to bring on. So my first question to you, and just I want you to bring it back a little bit. I already know some of the backstory because we talked about some stuff off camera and stuff, but what allowed you, or what sparked you to want to go ahead and create this content, and what even did you have any like limiting beliefs to kind of holding you back from going on camera, or what was all that like?
So basically, I dropped out of college. I just wasn't smart enough, to be honest with you.
No, really?
I didn't like it, and I was failing damn near every single class. So basically, I dropped out of college. I traded stocks for like 6-7 months. I was selling shoes, doing a bunch of things. I really couldn't find my way in life, and I remember I was watching Gary Vee on YouTube, and he was saying content this, content that, content this, content. And I'm like, oh, but it's already 2022. The wave's already passed. I already missed it. I was like, you know what? Why not? What's the worst that could happen? I was like, okay, well, I need a microphone. So I went to Best Buy, bought a $200 Rode mic. I bought that. I bought a tripod. I'm like, okay. Now, what am I going to do with this now? I was like, I have to make content. I knew I wanted to do some type of interviewing something, right?
Yeah.
And then I remember seeing like a Daniel Mack video. I see them all the time. Like, what do you do? Okay, I'm a dentist. I have this nice Ferrari, whatever. Cool. But I've always said like, okay, cool. You have that car, but how?
How and why?
What are you making, and how long you be doing it for? How can I get started doing it? Any advice, tips, you name it. So basically, I got out all my equipment. I went to Car Me on April 23rd, I think, or in May last year, 2022. They said, okay, this is a Car Me with really nice cars that are McLaren Charlotte. Let me just go around and ask people. I was very shy at first. I was very like jittery in front of camera. I was studying on my words. It was just bad all around. But I got enough courage to just get up there and go do it. And sooner or later, I posted my first video, second video. It was maybe to like about 10 videos. The first, it got like 100,000 views, one video. Then the next one, then I had like 1,000 followers, 2,000 followers. Then I had a video that got like 1 million, and that got me to 10K. And I'm like, okay, this is cool or whatever, but I don't really see this going nowhere. But I didn't stop there, so I kept posting more and more and more. And then sooner or later, the news articles in my local city, Charlotte, North Carolina, they posted about me. And then boom, next thing you know, I'm at 50,000 followers on TikTok. And I'm like, this is cool, but am I really going to take this serious or not? So then I started the Instagram page. Nothing for like a month. It was dead. I was like, damn, this is not as easy as I thought it would be. sooner or later things just started working out, and I said, okay, cool. I did a lot of videos where I lived. How cool would it be if I traveled? If I did this in another city, and I just took off from there.
So one thing led to another, one step in front of the other. And it's funny because in the beginning, you were kind of like still not taking it that seriously when you were already getting success.
It's not that I wasn't taking that serious. I just had a limiting belief in my head. How far can this really go? You know, you tend to compare yourself to other people. Oh, I only have 10,000 followers. This guy has 10 million. It almost seems unachievable. It almost seems like out of your reach. And it was kind of one of those things. People around me were like, "Yeah, this is kind of stupid." Like they're like, "Yeah, you know." Or my own friends wouldn't even follow the page. People would call it stupid. I would ask people in the street, "Hey, do you want to do a video?" Remember this one girl was like, "Ew, you have 1,000 followers. What is wrong with you?" I'm like, "Wow, okay."
Yeah, you told me that before, and then today you called it your villain arc.
Yeah.
When she did that, and it kind of sparked like, "Oh yeah, bitch, watch what I'm about to do here."
It was like a villain arch story because she said it behind my back, but I heard it. She was like, "Ew, that guy has less than 1,000 followers. He's a loser." And I was like, "Oh wow," and that kind of was just like a reality check in a way, but it was almost like, okay, now I have to prove to whoever the hell that was that I can prove it wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know this person, but it pissed me off that someone would just doubt me like that. And from that day on, that like sparked a new drive in my head.
Yeah, at that point, man went in on the content and just getting higher quality content. Because, like you said, I remember in the beginning, as you mentioned, you were a little bit more shy on camera. I went back on some stuff, as you know, before I bring people on. I like to go and see some stuff they've done in the past, and you can definitely notice a difference in terms of the quality of the video, in terms of your interviewing skills, and just the overall just energy in the video, honestly. And obviously, guys, whenever you're starting something new, you're never gonna be that skilled at it. So you just need to start, and then you build up your skills as you go. Right? You're not gonna start as a professional in anything unless you're really talented in something. So don't have some crazy ass expectations that you're gonna do X amount in the first 30, 60, even 90 days, really 3 months. By then I think it's pretty fair to start setting some goals. Because as long as you're doing this stuff on a daily basis, you're going to learn a lot of things really fast and, pivot certain things, figure out what works, figure out what doesn't work, whatever you're doing. So
I would also say don't feel like you need to rush things. If something doesn't happen overnight, just take it easy, keep going. Like, for example, I had a friend that we were just with earlier. He's been making content a little over a year. He has over 500,000 on TikTok, but his Instagram is stuck at like 2,000 followers. But he's posting every single video on Instagram. He's like, "Yo, bro, like, I think my Instagram is broke." And I'm like, "No, it's not broke. Just keep doing it." Just last week, he had a video that got 10 million plays, and he gained 70,000 followers in a week. Organically, off one video.
Insane.
And now he's like, "Bro, you were right. I don't know why I was tripping." Even me, on Instagram, it took me a while to grow. It took me probably like a month to get my first 10,000 followers, but I knew at the end of the day, this is a marathon. This is not a sprint. And everyone hears that quote, it kind of goes over people's head. Yeah, that everyone says that, but it actually is really true, and it does pertain to a lot of people and a lot of certain things. And then also, if you're starting out to make content, if you want to make YouTube videos, car YouTube videos, focus on you. Don't look at the guy that has 10 million followers and say, "Oh, I want to be like him." Sure, but do you know that it took him 10 years of hard work and dedication and sacrifices, blood, sweat, and tears?
And failing, too.
And you don't know that. So basically, don't compare your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 40. You don't know what they've been through. You don't know nothing. Just focus on yourself.
I think that's a really good point, to try and just block out some of the noise, block out the comparing. And it's very hard to do that, especially in the beginning, because we're all programmed to naturally size ourselves up against other people. And it's a good and a bad thing, because you don't want to be in your own world all the time. Be like, "Oh yeah, I only did $1,000 this month." Obviously you need to be doing something good, but you don't want to be all the way comparing yourself to the tippy top with the guys that have been in the game for several years, because it's just not healthy, and you're going to wind up really just putting a lot of unnecessary pressure on yourself, which is going to harm you more than actually help you.
Even with like money, if I meet someone that's a billionaire, okay, I would love to be a billionaire too, but I'm not going to get mad or jealous that he's a billionaire. I'm going to say, "Hey, How'd you do it? What are some things, tips, or advice that I could possibly use to become as successful as you, sir? You ask people to learn from them. A lot of people are very envious or jealous of others, and they're just very like mad at why someone else is more successful than them, instead of actually taking their head out their ass and like actually asking you, hey, how did you do it? Not why is it you, why not me? You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's the changing of the perspective and just having an open mind to learn from other people, like you said. Now, to change gears a little bit, and something I'm interested as well, we've talked a little bit off camera as well, is your ability to get in the room with certain people because of who you are and because of the brand that you've created in the past 10, 11, 12 months. Now, I'm going to take a guess here. I don't know this for a fact, but I'm going to guess, bro, last year, you weren't in the rooms with some of these people like Neil, Steve. You weren't going to UFC events, seeing Donald Trump 10 feet away from you. You weren't in that room. So how has building this brand really helped you in terms of networking and getting into certain situations that most people wish they would be able to get to?
Okay, so how do I get into certain situations to meet certain people? Basically, what I've been able to be really good at is, one, I don't ask for nothing when I meet someone. A lot of people, they always want something from someone when they meet someone, and people don't like that. People don't want to feel like you're using them. Two, I've always found a way to provide value in some way. If there's someone I really, really want to meet, I said, hey, can I do a 60-second video with you to help you and your brand? And then I'm just going to meet him anyway. I don't say, do this video with me so I can pick your brain. I'm just very good at going in certain situations. I always reach out to people to, hey, for example, Fresh. I really wanted to meet Fresh. I said, hey, Fresh, I want to meet you. I want to do a video with you, 60 seconds, real quick. He was super happy to do it. We did the video, done, and that's it. I'm not going to waste your time. And then you build friendships off that. So you always just try to add value where you can. So I meet a lot of successful business owners, entrepreneurs, really nice people. And the reason I'm able to meet all these people is because I'm not just trying to hang out with them just to hang out with them, just to pick their brain. I say, hey, I'm trying to help you for free especially. I do a quick video for you. It gets 500,000 views. Your business grows, your name grows, blah, blah, blah. And I often make a lot of good relationships, a lot of good friends. And people always tell me, they like me because, one, I'm young and ambitious. Two, I'm someone that, I have a decent-sized following, but I don't let it get over my head. I'm not better than you just because I have a lot more followers than you. That doesn't mean nothing at the end of the day. And then these people that are very rich and successful, they like to see young people that are trying to help themselves and not going out there and seeking help. And it's kind of one of those things. People tell me, oh, when I was 21, I wasn't doing what you're doing. So it's kind of one of those things. My age is in my favor, just because when I tell people I'm 21, they're like, whoa, like, I wish I was doing what you were doing your age. I fucking love it. I love it. And honestly, like I said, if someone sees you helping yourself instead of asking them for help, they will go bend over backwards to make sure you're getting guided in the right direction.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, a common trend, as you guys are going to see, if you haven't already, across all the people I bring on here for these podcasts, is that you need to be able to providing value to these people that you want to connect with, whether it's for free, which is, of course, a great thing to do, and just be able to help them without taking. You want to be able to give more than take. That's pretty much what I believe.
Well, you need to be able to give without the intention of wanting to receive something back.
That's true.
I think just in general in life, people always give, and they're always expecting something back.
That's true.
If I give you an iPhone and I expect you to give me your time and your friendship now, then you shouldn't be taking this as a gift.
Yeah.
Or, for example, if I give you a TV, you take the TV. Now I want to be your best friend. Now I want to call you every day. Do this. No, you're not. You're going to be like, get out of my face with that. So people just ask with, like, they give wanting something back. You don't ever do that. And that's something I've learned, like, for example, if I get someone I really look up to, like a mentor, or someone like Fresh, if I give him a pair of shoes just because he's my friend, cool, take the shoes. I don't want nothing back from you. But when people see that, then there's like, okay, this guy's giving me this. He doesn't want nothing from me. He's just being nice to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think that's a really, really good mindset and a way of how to operate in life, because I also sometimes expect some stuff back. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to say that, of course, if I'm doing something for someone, I expect sometimes they'll do something back for me. And perhaps that isn't the most beneficial mindset for myself or them, because I'm going to wind up feeling a little bit frustrated with them or kind of resent them. But if I go into a situation not expecting anything, I'm not going to have any expectations or get mad at myself or them or overthink what I did wrong, anything like that. So that was a really good point. I'm going to also take that into consideration for myself to improve my own skills too, because I think that's really, really valuable. And it kind of transitions into what I wanted to mention next. You've been doing a whole bunch of free stuff you were doing a bunch of free stuff for a long time. Nothing really coming back in return monetarily, right? Now, it's funny how the world works, right? Now, after giving and giving and giving, you are giving and now getting paid for it as well in terms of brand deals and other sponsorships and other partnerships, if you want to call it that. Do you want to go into, some of the first few times you were able to monetize and what that was like?
Yeah, so basically I didn't make nothing for the first 6-7 months. Zero. I had, 280,000 followers on Instagram. Was making zero, nothing at all. I wasn't getting no brand deals. I was getting nothing at all because I was very new. Yeah. But my first brand deal, I did a video for, it was ZipRecruiter actually. They gave me $2,000 for one video, and I was also monetizing on Facebook bonuses. But okay, cool. I made $2,000. I made $1,200 on Facebook bonus reels, and it was it was decent money. It wasn't nothing crazy because I was spending so much money trying to travel and make more content.
Yeah.
And I was also door dashing and Uber Eats and all this good stuff. But starting January, February, I started to get at least 2 to 3 brand deals a month, and I was getting 4K, 5K, 6K per video. All I had to do was the company reach out to me and say, hey, we like your platform. Would you like to do this for us? What's your rates? I'll send them my rates. We negotiate. I'll make the video. It takes probably an hour to make, and then I'll get a check for $5,000, $6,000. And it took a long time to get here. Mm-hmm. It was very discouraging, going 6 months straight and not seeing $1 back. There was times I wanted to quit. Yeah. There was times where it was like, oh, wow, creating content's a whole lie. You don't make nothing from this. It was very, very discouraging. But as soon as I finally got paid from it and finally saw some success, I said, okay, this is kind of worth it now. And also, you build a platform so big, you do a lot of free stuff, provide a lot of value, and then people want to pay you to get on your platform. So now I'm getting messages left and right daily from all these Amazon, e-commerce, crypto, NFT, Forex. Hey, how much? And they know what they're saying, hey, how much, because they know there's a price to get on my page. But I say no. The reason I say no is because if you're to do Forex, crypto, stocks, just whatever, you guys understand what I'm saying. Or you sell some type of course, it is almost like frowned upon. All my stuff's organic on the street. Regular people, nobody knows. Regular dentist, doctor, teacher, nobody knows who these people are. They're just living a normal life. Yeah. People like to see organic stuff. Once they start seeing you doing all these promos, and they'll know if it's a promo. They'll know if, Tim Sykes gets on my page. I didn't just run into Tim Sykes on the street. Let's be real here. So, basically, I started to make a little bit of money, after January, February. Then I started to get a few brand deals. I signed a Snapchat deal. I'm doing affiliate deals now. And I'm just taking this, full on gas, straight forward now.
So without talking about numbers, we've talked about stuff behind closed doors and behind off camera and stuff. And just for you guys to have some perspective and understand, like he said, this stuff, it's April right now. End of April, we're recording this. And he didn't start really monetizing to a high level just until a few months ago. And it's gone like this.
Literally. So basically, December, 0. January was 2K. February, March, April. I mean, I'll go ahead and say what I made for April. So April, I'll go ahead and say it.
All right, go ahead.
So in April, I got 30,000 part of the Snapchat deal. I got 20,000 for an affiliate video, and then 2 brand deals. The 2 brand deals were 6,500 and 3,500. So
like 60 bands right there.
In
right?
1 month.
Yeah.
Now, this is like, what the fuck? How did you go from 2,000 to 60? Okay, cool. So here's what happened. As time goes on, you start to progress, make more connections. The Snapchat deal, they reach out to me. I didn't reach out to them. What happened was there was a program that they offered that they paid creators to get on there, and there was a lady that was watching my show for like 5 months, The program is called 523 Creator Program. You can look this up because you know I'm not bullshitting. You find my name. 523 Creator Program.
You watch the show too.
The application's closed in November. Somebody dropped out like a month later. There was one spot left. She texted me. She said, "Hey, you want to join?" And little did I know, she was watching me the whole time. When I thought things weren't going the way I wanted to, somebody was watching and going to give me the opportunity later on. But I never knew.
Yeah.
So somebody's always watching. So Snapchat, it's $10,000 a month. They pay you quarterly. So that's why I got a $30,000 check. Then I did an affiliate video. I basically promoted someone's product, whatever. And then 2 brand deals for a recruiting company and an education company. So $6,500 and $3,500. So what? 30, 20, 50, 60 in 1 month. And that is like record. It's probably an anomaly month. We'll see what next month is. I'm already working on a few things. But yeah.
Guys, if you haven't learned anything yet, it's the entire process of keeping things going, keep working, and even when you're not seeing results, because as Adam's case is, and a lot of people, you never know what that payout's going to be at the end. And like you said, who's watching you? Because that's a crazy jump from like nothing to you know, $50,000-$60,000 for the month. So that pays pretty much almost like a little more than half of your expenses for the entire year in 1 month, obviously before taxes. But I think that's really inspiring for other people.
It's kind of one of those things, like things just happen so quick, you know. For a company to pay me $7,000 or $6,500 for one video, it's like, what the fuck? Like, you're paying me that much money to film something that takes 60 seconds of my time to do, and all I have to do is press post. Think about it. Someone will work 2 months to make that. Let's say they make $20 an hour. It's gonna take them about probably 2 months, 40 hours a week. 2 months, 60 days. To make what I did in 60 seconds.
That's the power of leverage.
It's the power of leverage, and that's the power of building a brand.
Yep. If you I keep saying this for all my guests, bro. Building a brand and building a skill, and then building a brand around that skill, and providing entertainment and education. If you can combine the two, that's even bigger. Combining education with entertainment, people love that shit. People want to learn, but people also want to be entertained. And if you can be, you know, somewhere in there, you're going to be paying out. You're going to be getting paid pretty well while also building a really tapped in audience. So I think you're doing a really good job of that.
Thank you.
Yeah, for sure. And that brings me to, like, I want to step back to, because we kind of brushed over the entire aspect of meeting new people and just the entire process of you going from a kid from North Carolina to now making this kind of money, but also meeting this kind of people that, bro, people watch on YouTube. Millions of people watch these guys on YouTube. And then here's Adam, who started less than a year ago, who's now friends with them. Like, what, a couple weeks ago, you were,
Well, I'll give you some names. Like, for example, Fresh from Fresh and Fit, Myron, Justin Waller, Brandon Carter, Ryan Serhan, Steve Will Do It, Met Academics the other day, Sneeko, Bandman Kevo. All these names is just.
And now Mo Vlogs too, right?
And Mo Vlogs.
Yeah, he just went on a trip to LA with Mo.
Honestly, it's like I'm losing track in a way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it happens
Jordan
so fast.
Welch, very big YouTuber as well. Timepiece Trading. It's just so many connections that I've been able to make due to this brand.
Exactly. That's the power, like we said, leverage and branding. So, if there's any tips before we change topics regarding branding, regarding just building a platform other than what we've already talked about, are there any little pieces do you think people should know, or any other things that, you know, you mentioned you had limiting beliefs and stuff in the past, but are there any other pieces where you think you struggled and where other people can kind of benefit from?
I would say if you want to just, let's say you want to become a content creator. Okay, everyone says that. A lot of people say it. Just do it. Okay, you say just do it. Oh, I need a camera. Oh, I need this. Oh, I need that. I still record all my videos to this day with the iPhone I use every day. Nothing crazy, nothing special. It's a regular iPhone. Just go out there, write down what you want to do, and just go do it. A lot of people, they say they want to do something. They don't do it. They think too much about it. Then another thing, they care about what people think. Oh, I might look stupid. Is someone going to like this or this, that? Honestly, just go do it. As cliche as that might sound, just get your phone, make your content, edit it, post it, done. You just made content.
Yeah.
You're officially technically a content creator now.
Yes, go.
You started it. So I think a lot of people, they get too caught up in thinking about what everyone else is going to think. If they look stupid, if it's the right idea, if it makes sense, if you think it's going to work, blah, blah, blah. It just goes on and on and on.
It's a continuous spiral of self-doubt and just second-guessing yourself. And I want to add on to that, too, because I remember I started making YouTube videos when I was, like, 14. And they were just, they were dog shit videos of me playing Call of Duty or me playing Minecraft, and I was recording my screen with the phone. I didn't even have a capture device like an Elgato for all the guys out there that know what gaming stuff is. I didn't have any of the equipment. I was just recording and enjoying stuff and playing games with my friends, capturing funny moments. And one thing led to another, and I got into some weird group of kids in the Call of Duty world, and they started, like, I was getting cyberbullied. They started saying some pretty mean things to me, and I was a little kid for the most part. I was like 14, 15, 16, and I was kind of like, it was kind of my first time experiencing really getting like hard criticized or hard. I was getting criticized really hard. That's what I'm trying to say. I was getting criticized really hard, and I didn't know how to handle it, and I started second guessing what I was doing, and in a good way and a bad way, I'm kind of glad that it happened because it showed me what I was doing wrong and how to pivot. So if you guys do start making content, and I encourage you all to do, because as we can see, all the people we have on here, leveraging a brand and building a brand is one of the most powerful things you can do in 2023 and beyond, in my opinion. You're either going to be a somebody or you're going to be an absolute nobody. I personally really don't think there's an in-between. So if you guys start posting content, you start feeling weird about it, ask somebody else that you trust to actually review the video or watch the video and really be honest with you and say, I like this or I don't like that. When I started making content, I had one of my good friends actually watch some of it and be like, I like that you were doing this in the video, and I don't really like how you said this or your tonality in this part. And I think this is a really important part of critiquing your content, and that will help you even build more confidence so you're able to push through the hard times and not really give a shit what certain people say, because there's a lot of clowns online that are going to always talk trash. But if it's actually something that can be changed in a positive way, maybe it's valid. If it's just them hating or them saying something that's, obviously incorrect or obviously like rude stuff, I don't know how to help people kind of get over that or get over the not caring. I think it's funny when people comment that stuff.
I often face that a lot. And people would say, oh, you're stuttering, you look stupid, your hands moving, you're this, you're that. I technically get bullied, but honestly, I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, as hard as that may sound to believe, I really don't care.
Yeah.
What is you commenting that on your phone so I can read? How is that going to affect me?
It's just more engagement for the platform, too.
It's helping me at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I don't respond to it. I just let it go. Why would I waste my time doing that,
Yeah.
So you can't really let that get to your head too much.
I think that if you guys do struggle with that, because I know a lot of people do, they start second guessing themselves. I think that, like I said, you just need to start making content and just really level up your mindset so you just don't really care what people say, especially if they're strangers. As long as it's not something that's actually logical for you to improve upon, who cares? Seriously. Like, especially on TikTok, those people on there, you got some weird people on TikTok commenting some dumb stuff. TikTok comment section is really toxic.
It's very toxic. It's bad, honestly. There's nothing good to say about it, honestly.
Yeah. So if you are sensitive to that stuff, maybe don't even read the comments, honestly. Like, that will probably help your mental health. But now, moving on to the next points here. So I want to talk about what you have planned for content creation, whether you want to keep doubling down on what you're already doing, and just kind of do that for a little bit before expanding. Have you put any thought into that or anything like that?
I would say my main goal now is just keep doing what I've been doing. You know what they say, if something's not broken, don't try to fix it. Mm-hmm. Keep building the brand, and eventually later on, I'll start to look at other aspects or the things I may want to do. But as of right now, it's just keep making content, keep building the brand, keep providing value to others, make smart decisions, don't promote anything stupid or something I shouldn't, and just go from there.
Yeah. And I also just thought of this too, because we're in a bit of a situation, or we were a couple months ago before we moved out here, and a lot of the guys watching this are going to be of a younger audience, so they could probably relate to this. What was it like when you first moved out? How was that when, like, the first time you're living on your own with new people, you're not with your family? How was that mentally, and how did your family respond to that, along with you on a daily basis? Because I know it's completely different living here as opposed to probably back home.
Yeah. Well, moving out is one. It's not easy.
Yeah.
I just moved out. I just turned 21 and I just moved out. It is very stressful as a young man to move out at a young age. It is like damn near impossible. It is kind of one of those things. A lot of young men, you know, they look down on themselves. They say, "Oh, I'm 21, 22, so you're still living with mom." And even women, they'll clown you for living with your parents. They'll say, "Ah, you're a little boy, you can't afford." You know, it's just bad. It's very hard to move out because you have to be comfortable to move out. You can't move out with a few $1,000s in your account. You can.
No.
You can make it work, but you don't want to move out and be struggling. When I moved out, it was almost like a sense of freedom.
Of course.
I was like, I'm free. But then nothing really changed because I was never really home. You know, like 19, 20, 21, I was always out doing something. Yeah, I like living with my parents, but moving out, I mean, I'm a man now. I have to go buy groceries. I have to pay electricity. I have to pay water, the light bill. Shit comes at you fast.
Bro's got responsibilities now.
You have real adult responsibilities. You have to pay car insurance. You have to pay a lot of stuff. But I would honestly say, moving out at a young age, I wouldn't. Honestly, if you're young and you don't know what to do and you're mad about living at your parents' house, don't be mad at yourself. Honestly, like, I would still live with my mom. Nothing is wrong with it. I don't really care, because I don't care what other people think.
It saves a lot of money, that's for sure.
It saves you a lot of money. So, yeah, don't trip too much about that. Honestly, take it easy.
Yeah, I figured I'd bring that up because, like I said, the audience could definitely relate to that, and it's definitely something really big on people's list of things to do because of the judgment for it, and just the whole, I don't know, assumptions that, oh, he can't afford this, or he's not really like an independent individual, or all this kind of stuff. But I wanted to get your opinion on that because, as we know, things happen pretty quickly for you, and things change really fast. So moving out on your own, I think before you guys really do decide to go ahead and move out on your own, I do think it is a really smart idea to actually go and travel across the country, or travel away from your parents and away from your hometown for, I don't know, a couple weeks, maybe break it up, do 5 days here, a couple days there, and really see what it's like actually being by yourself, or even with a friend or some friends, and really think to yourself, do I like doing this? The answer is probably going to be yes, because like Adam said, you're going to have freedom. But think about the sustainability if you're actually going to be able to maintain that. Obviously, we're not going to be 24/7 traveling, going around doing all these different crazy podcasts. Eventually, you want to go ahead and like build a foundation somewhere, or build like a base, I should say, and then go from there. But I think that would be a really good idea. That's what I'm doing. And I'm glad that I didn't jump the gun, because I could have moved out. I could have moved away from Jersey and away from my hometown a long time ago, but I'm glad that I didn't, because I could have made the wrong decision in terms of moving somewhere ahead of time where I was like, oh, I'm going to go there because I know X, Y, and Z about this location, or I know some people here, and then sometimes the relationships fall through, and I'm like, all right, well, there's really no crazy point of me moving somewhere because of that. Or you just go somewhere else and you realize that it's just a better spot for you in this current part of your life. Because just because you're moving out right now doesn't mean you're going to stay where you're going to be going forever. I think you as well, like we talked about it earlier at lunch earlier, and it's like staying in Brickell and stuff. Me personally, I wouldn't be staying here any more than like 18 months. And I think, are you on the same page as that or no?
I'm taking it month by month.
Month by month? So, okay. That's like short-term thinking, really.
Yeah.
So, but definitely, moving out is definitely one of the main things that guys really want to do.
And another reason I left, obviously could have stayed home and saved a lot of money. I was in a position where I had to leave my hometown. I outgrew it. There was not really no cool people to meet no more. I had to be a little careful going out myself, because people would say, like, there was a lot of envy over there, and it was hard to meet people that were doing better than yourself, and also network in a city like Charlotte, North Carolina. But you come somewhere like Miami, there's always something to do. There's always someone to meet.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't come here for partying. I came here to work harder and just build my brand and my network.
Yeah, that's exactly the reasoning why I'm considering coming here. And like I talked to you earlier about Scottsdale as well, is just building the foundation of success in your life, and then you can go screw off for a little bit or move somewhere where you can afford to party a bit without stressing about anything. So building up that foundation, I think, is incredibly important wherever you decide to move.
For a 21-year-old to be at where we're at in life, it's like non-existent over there in your town, my town. But you come here, there's a damn 18-year-old that's damn near,
That's
you know,
weird.
multi-millionaire, 100-millionaire just because he got lucky at some crypto because he knew a guy. There's always someone with more money here. Always, 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 always.
Yeah, I think that's really important for growth too when it comes to your mindset, because otherwise you're just going to be like, oh, I'm the big dog back at home, like I don't got to push harder. But like Adam said, when you come to a city like Brickell, or specifically Miami and Brickell, your perspective is going to be absolutely just changed forever. Because I remember the first time I came here, and I was staying in South Beach for several times when I was coming here for the first time, and I was like, South Beach, mid, it's like whatever. But when I came down in Brickell and I was introduced to some people, and then going to dinners with them, and then going to the club with them, I was like, yo, I thought I was doing pretty good for my age, but these guys,
Oh, you have people spending
crazy.
thousands of dollars on dinners, thousands of dollars at clubs,
it's insane.
and it's because they can. They literally can, and they won't think twice about it.
No. So environment is very, very important for your success, as well as obviously networking, which I always talk about.
I'm very big on environment. I generally do believe that quote they say you are the product of your environment. You are the sum of the 5 people you hang around the most. If you hang around 5 potheads, you'll become the 6. If you hang around 5 idiots, you'll become the 6. If you hang around 5 broke people, you're probably gonna be broke yourself. It's just the way it works.
And it's all habits for the most part.
It's all habits. It's not immediate, but you'll tend to pick up on the habits and things they do, the vocabulary they have, the places they go to. You just pick up on that, and it'll just have a negative connotation on who you are.
Yeah, I think regarding how people talk and how people act, this is something I'm working on too, because I still talk kind of like stupidly sometimes. Like I'll say something like that sounds like as an 18-year-old said it. I don't know. It's just the way I phrase some of my words sometimes, and I have to remind myself now, because things are moving at such a fast pace. I'm like, part of my old mindset is still part of my mind, but I'm also in a different room with a different caliber of people, and if I talk the way I used to talk when I was younger, like, it's not a good look. So it's just all about leveling up all aspects of yourself, because I catch myself lacking sometimes. I'm like, bro, I shouldn't be saying that like around these certain people.
You need to be able to switch your vocabulary in certain situations. You know, if I'm talking with me and you, cool, I can say certain things. But if I'm going to a room with a bunch of rich, successful people, I have to say sir when I greet you. I have to not curse, not say nothing stupid. You have to be able to turn it off, turn it on, turn it off.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm able to read the room and say, okay, I have to speak this certain way. I have to greet this person like this, and that's it. You know, that's all you got to do.
Yeah, I think that's really important, being able to analyze, who you're about to meet, who you're about to talk to, or who you are talking to, and what kind of wave they're on. And from there, you can kind of reflect that and mirror that to them. And be on the same wave, because me personally, just adding on to more of what I was saying about how I talk, my vocabulary, I don't know, I approach people in that same manner, but I'm pretty quick to kind of let my guard down a little bit and just open up instantly. And that could be a good thing and a bad thing. It can be a sign of me just trusting them, but it can also be a bad thing of like, I just sound kind of immature sometimes.
And then also, when you're in rooms with certain type of people, you never want to talk too much.
Yeah, of course.
You honestly keep it short and simple. Act like you belong there.
Mm-hmm.
Act like this is something you should be at, an event you should be attending. Don't talk too much, because then you're gonna look stupid. Maybe introduce yourself, say hi, whatever, and then that's it. So
yeah, definitely. When you're in rooms where you want to go ahead and meet new people, of course, it's the smartest thing to probably shut up and listen more often than not.
You'll learn a lot more too.
Yeah, of course.
You'll learn a lot more if you just shut up and listen.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I know a lot of you guys out there are like probably hearing this same information in other places, but it's just another way, and we're just another outlet of kind of repeating that message because we want to stress how important it is when it comes to networking and leveling up and meeting these new kind of people that are doing things that 99.999% of people aren't doing.
And honestly, I would say this. I've lost a lot of friends doing this. I've lost a lot of friends leaving my hometown. A lot of people are kind of like, oh, like, why didn't you tell me? Why are you not hanging out with boys tonight? Why are you not doing it?
Yeah.
I just can't. I got shit to do. And even it was little things like I would go out to eat with my friends back home. Say the bill comes. We're about to eat food. It's a $200 bill. 5 people are arguing and starting a scene about who's like, how are we going to split this? It doesn't matter. Just fucking pay it.
Yeah,
here, people don't care.
Yeah.
Because it's not a big deal. And it's just like, okay, I can't even eat a nice dinner with my friends because they can't even afford it. You have to just get away from that.
I think the audience like this. Do you want to talk about any experiences when it comes to how your dating life has changed? You don't got to go into any like crazy details,
no,
but like.
I mean, I'll give you the perspective. Okay. Yeah. I'm 21, right? The average 21-year-old is broke. They don't know what they want to do with their life. They're stuck in college. They live with their mom. That was me a year ago. I was all of those things. Yeah. Broke, live with my mom, drop out, fucking flipping burgers.
Where you work?
Burger King.
No, I can't see you with a Burger King hat or
no,
cape.
I'm serious. Like,
I didn't even
for
know
me
that.
to tell a girl, hey, I work at Burger King, I would get laughed at.
Yeah, they don't take you serious.
You work at Burger King, and you're 21. You're mature. I would say my dating life is just exponentially gone up just because I have built a name for myself and I'm doing something good for myself. Honestly, that's really it. Once you start to do something good for yourself, you start to be known for something, you start to make some money, it just comes. I never focus on the women. I won't ever focus on the women. Just something that comes along with, I guess, being successful.
Yeah, they're byproducts.
Don't let it get to your head. There's a reason this is all happening, and just make smart decisions, honestly. So yes, my dating life has increased since I started this channel, if that's what you're wondering.
Yeah, I think it's a good insight for people just to kind of really drive it home to all the aspects when it comes to building a brand and all the benefits of it, honestly. And yeah, bro, working at Burger King, definitely not going to be taken seriously.
Okay, I worked at Burger King, Amazon. I was making ice cream. I did DoorDash, Uber Eats. Bro, you name it. I tried to do it. It just didn't work.
Yeah.
Working for someone, depending on what it is. I'm not going to say working for someone's bad because that's false. Working, I guess, normal retail jobs like Burger King, DoorDash, it's not really going to get you nowhere long term. It is a starting point, though. I don't discourage you.
Of course. No, yeah.
If I had to go deliver groceries or your food, I would go do it. I would get in my car and do it right now. I don't. People tend to shame a lot of people for doing it. I don't think you should ever shame someone because that's their journey. They're starting out somewhere. They're trying to make it, and you have to respect that they're at least trying.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yes.
A lot of people tend to talk down on people that work these normal jobs. I don't. I'm very respectful to each and every person. If I'm at 7-Eleven buying gas, if I'm at Walmart, if I'm at Publix, you have to just be nice to everyone because you can never know. All this could get taken away like this.
Very facts. Very, very true. And just it comes back to you too, like the way you treat people. Like always be treating people with respect, no matter what level they're at and no matter what level you're at, because things can always change. You could wind up going in their position, and they could wind up bypassing you at a very fast rate. And just bouncing back to the whole dating situation too, I wanted to talk about real quick the whole reason why it's changed is because your value has changed as an individual. And in the beginning, of course, if you guys are in the red pill space, or whatever you want to call it, we all know that our value as a young dude is really not there, especially like if you don't really have any crazy attributes as a young guy. As long as you're leveling up and getting better as a dude, your value will increase as you get older. That's why girls, for the most part, have most of the leverage in modern day relationships, especially for young relationships.
Or even if I go up to a girl in the street, I say, "Hey, I'm Adam. I'm 21 years old." She's gonna be like, "Bro, get out of my face.
Yeah.
You're not mature." But then, if I show her what I do, I pull out my phone. "Hey, this is what I do. I'm, I have 428,000 followers on Instagram. I make content. Then honestly, bam, I'm interested in you. All I did was show you something on the phone. I'm the same person. No, literally. But it's honestly, I'm not really against it. I see why. It's just
I understand too. Yeah.
Once you're doing something good for yourself, you will get rewarded by women, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, in terms of level, yeah, once you level up in certain aspects, it kind of trickles down into every other aspect of your life.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think I pretty much went over everything we wanted to talk about this podcast, and I'm glad I was able to bring you on. We have one of our friends' dogs here. It's pretty entertaining right now. But did you have any final questions for me before I wrap it up?
I would just say, how long you been in this podcast for?
2 months.
2 months? Okay. What's been one of your biggest hurdles or challenges so far the last 2 months, out of curiosity?
In terms of podcasting or in general?
Just in general. Just trying to grow your brand.
Trying to grow the brand over the past couple months. What's been the most challenge? Finding the right people to edit my content, as well as do content while also maintaining everything else I have going on outside of Frankify, the brand, or me as an individual, honestly, as cringy as that sounds. But balancing certain things, as well as finding individuals that are really competent in what they do in terms of editing, video production, and just as well getting more used to being on camera, and having my friend Mitch help me record stuff. Like, I'm kind of forgetting certain times when I should be recording stuff for the video or for vlogging. I have to get more used to thinking in that sort of term and that sort of way to prioritize content as I want to go ahead and grow this. Mm-hmm. Because when the camera's off, it's like it didn't happen in terms of YouTube, Instagram, whatever platform. So I have to get in the habit more of capturing more and then editing out more, because I'd rather have more content to edit out than have less content to work with. So I think those three things are really where they're like my 3 pain points, if you want to call that, for the past couple months. Now, the part when it comes to editing content, that's kind of being resolved right now. So that should quickly fade away. But yeah, bro, that's where we're at the past couple months.
I'm glad to hear that you're finding ways to improve and fix it and go about the challenges. I'm glad to hear that. For
sure. So, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this podcast here. I want to thank you again, bro, for coming on. And
it's a pleasure.
Yeah, bro. We like I said, we connected a couple months ago and we clicked pretty well.
How did we meet? Tell them how we met.
Was it with Fresh? Or no? I forget, honestly. I forgot.
I met Frank. All he did was send me a message. He reached out to me, "Hey, I'm in Miami, and
was it on Telegram?
It was on the group chat, and then
I forgot.
I followed him on Instagram. Cool, you're a cool guy. And then I noticed he posted a picture facing my building. He was staying at the hotel.
Oh yeah.
So I texted him and said, "Hey, call me right now." He goes to the balcony, waves. I'm like, "Oh, that's you." I'm like, "Hey, let's get lunch." And then bam, we just clicked. We clicked because 1, he's a nice guy. 2, he doesn't want nothing from me. He's just a generally nice guy. He provided value. He's smarter in software editing, getting content out than I am, and I'm the content creator. He's smarter than me in some things I'm not. I'm smarter than him in some things I'm not. We come together, we exchange value, and that's it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be able to use this for short stuff if you really want to,
yeah.
And then it benefits the brand as well as American income. So, how are we doing, Dax? This is Dax, of course. This is George's dog, as you guys saw in the last podcast. But, guys, I'm going to wrap it up here. We're going to go to dinner. I really appreciate you guys all coming on and enjoying the content. Of course, drop a comment if you want to go ahead and ask us a question. And, yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next video.
Peace.